Right, emo bi akwaba e de aba sports arena so braso. Say yetena se na fe ye de agudie mu nsam e de bro na agudie mu nsam ne focus. And say ye chitafo ne yahwefo ni omo di echi nyina we Telegram account. Esas we follow on TikTok, follow on Twitter, Facebook. Monso ebenya sika na muso matumi adi na bibia atumi akoye san say agudie no dodo na chese utumi say yes omudi agudie na chi no omunya sika kakra den ewom o yetu omoka ti omo wages ne ade munya sika puduo pa ti woso na wudi achi na wo se woso unya sika puduo na bibia enso etumi ekoye hono nti ye bewura mu Chelsea de na afieni ayenyan Chelsea de na ni ayenyan Chelsea just a month ago na Chelsea winning against Fulham okwakoda aye first of the league log and me no ka say Chelsea at the 7th na enya sam keto akra Chelsea asa lose biem to aye Aston Villa hono ma chese eni atumi ayenyan pa hono goalkeeper friend Jorgensen after making some brilliant saves yeah be pon any ball any concession afani trum and amotuom sro atramutimu say yes Chelsea team kakraka ewo nyina goalkeepers be 1000 omu nyina sabruta ba kokura ni wa ye fit say obetumi ayi da post ni munti consider sa ye be ram Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid obi a winning over the weekend AC Milan na kwotwefa na bo Inter Milan winning saso na Juventus winning here Como any Fabregas anya sam keto akra o ma chibobo kwa e frɛ no Napoli aboni 2-1 wo hono Manchester ultimate say yes Fiorentina after showing signs they on qualify Europe no kofo no so they are back to a factory settings kolusui to Verona wo hono nyama antumi anyeden ankoye ye be ram Bayern Munich ache entra Frankfurt Boneka 9 sai na Dortmund so esi fam bo Union Berlin to me say yes nyama cause Abila Leipzig trafie ma hadem Eddie gan ko share 2 goals and say na 2 goals ni nyina wo hono to say yes Bobo ko efreno Paris Saint-Germain ko che Olympique Lyonnais bonani so 3-2 saso na Marseille so no enso kodintwo edema oze hono ma chese ultimate say yes enyama antumi ankoye we ni notable games no so call so ewo centers ne ade ultimate say yes Bobo ko efreno Rebetis gofo no just one sign a pejo mutim no mutumi ko share Getafe na sika de mo mutumi ko share Getafe no na atumi say yes gofo wini ye Atletico Bilbao eche Boboko a ye frɛ no Real Vallecano and as a Real Valladolid Boneka nson na hye so say Villarreal omo wo form brutal omo ko che Real Vallecano ko born 1-0 it would be a big teams na wo La Liga ni nyina wini big teams na wo La Liga ni nyina tumi ye den wini ye ultimate say nyasem keto akra sa enete ehonum nti midweek fixtures wo and so matches ni bi wo ho na ade but before then bomodi a join here ewo Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim ewo Facebook o join here wo benya show ni bi ahwe na udu a bomodi a na share na unua bi enso ensanye de enka no hu say yes ya trance bet for na trance yes trance na fe hwebi na nyama nso entumi yeden enkoye share ema wonua nso yeden enhu sampa bet for nso no etwa edigumpa ma bibia nso yeden ekoye ehonum na ukopiemu ewo TikTok Sports Arena GH koso ewo TikTok saso na uko Telegram Sports Arena SPORTSARENA ewo Sports Arena na fi wo so Telegram yes na wotumi a join here wo join here ho na ye de all siri nyina agu se no be o so be di bi na bibia enso etumi akoye me di list wo Vincent was also and Benedict wa Kwaku enso ene Asaka ana jese omo show no omo jese omo tsa machine echi a jese omo chinchin machine se bibia so no ebekoye shanu say from now till 2:30 and ne yede agudie mu nsem no e de bro Liverpool you never walk alone ene omo biega abonem Bobo kwa ye frɛ no West Ham ekoche Arsenal Arsenal for no mas sabruta league no muntu menye go for me say Chelsea be ba be any team na wie age league na still na Arsenal e da so a fight second position ho the thing they say it appears a done deal say Liverpool a winning league no unless something drastic happen honum ti we NHS results awodo a ekokọ so ne chese de ekokọ so kakra kranti yenhwe na fe yenwura yes before e be room no my bet education is very important ye be my bet education say na be hu ne pa my bet for the aba na we hu registration process no is answer e was set my bet na ne omohwebom na bibia eso enkoye e won my bet online radio no ye twagu ho saso na wokọ YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV abusu afọ mama kwa ba
isto eje so
bibia e kama de
bibia e kama
yes yen hwe my bet education no and dey na my bet for my this week.
Okay, so we are more MYBET ade my bet for the mind this week ne say this week matches wo pa unse midweek games EPL bebo midweek games Serie A La Liga munna wo games course this week eno ne my arishemu say this week here kwan bia so betima fiska MYBET.AFRICA ne be fiska dia MYBET for my office ebeboa my fiska 1 omuno mkuta the highest odds Ghana ni na o betting platform now o try omo odds ne nso nsin MYBET da nti ene www.mybet.africa na register o register we are registration process ne nyeden o phone number na the next step username ni wa wudi ene ubetim the number ba ko mienu bi aka the next one password man nye 8 your friends 8 letters including a number and a first one in your capital then one wa batu register we are check it any games or movable AS Roma any Monza boy ene we your friends and Galatasaray then so ne Fenerbahce boy ene check your odds no na check other betting platform no so odds na hwe the ene odds so eno na MYBET e dey ma omu wi omu so omu nja wo wa omu ma aka bonus with aka bonus no wa hihye o bet na wie no uwi a ade e msan so omu san the bonus kese san tai wochi intino ene matches ni obekas na the matches ni indoors mintimi nya aka bonus kese na ese minya no eno intina the bet builder so abeta chen ti with bet builder ene over 4 games per obetimi nya up to 40 selections and free because bet builder on one game about 10 selections home up to 40 selections no ebe boost you aka bonus na ma aka bonus ni mo ayedu na wetimi ayeden etima fiska kese MYBET.AFRICA cash out any partial cash out nso wo ho this weekend so ma nti wetwa bet na matches ne course na hwese ne ekọ no emboa wetimi ji cash out na ade ba kwa mani age ne se MYBET for oye bet builder still MYBET for ma cash out ba other betting platform I bet builder na afide ho akire pe cash out bu nya ba MYBET for why bet builder kwa no msanse the cash out san tai wichije eno na MYBET for the man into ma partial cash out titimi gibi no we je scan biom na matches na kone wie ekosu ya wasanji ska ka ho o metua mienu open so bet match full cash out na the matches nje ne be kwa kosi bia na mfa ho wa weekend we utie aka bonus bonanza cashback no na ebia o selections aye ebia Napoli and ebia Chelsea and a team ba ko pe ne say no ene utie mi na fa phone login na ko live chat ho na fa o ticket na team ba ko pe say no na utwa 50 cedis and above na fa komom no more cashback na so week here we mu o say de be ma o show ni so Friday unso fa twa bi na fa diska MYBET.AFRICA
right into my betting come out and out here no yes but what na e fa ho e bought my bet is and say ho e na wo diska na chairman Ghana ni de offices no be bia be ko bia haya na 3 billion mama no sa ma no ma friend na onfa a friend na onfa sa ese wa ko connection man bi ma connection man na ma wa ko give visa wa America de ama no ti chairman e di 3 billion ayifum wa japa nti wo so twan den di baby a obedi a on sabe kan osika no na the most important thing se wo de be ko baby a ho no e be kwa ko bibi o de chairman enye papa e ho no ti bomode a se obetne ye be hwabom na afi bibi anso no etumi akoye e o MYBET.AFRICA we are for a weekends in matches ahodo na tumi ko so now it appears French League 1 there we are done there because the second place team class will lose and first place team maybe Uko Bundesliga so you know Bayern Munich it appears also is settled now the be a day here Italy they say Inter abi hura di kan Bra Napoli quadrifa na bo against Como now Juventus so start eguso a win a very very difficult grounds to go oko Cagliari home ko win by a long goal honum it appears Juve be give it top teams in the round for their money and they oko Spanish La Liga anymore ultimus yes also more the part then the race for top 4 and the OG League of England it appears as a Liverpool at the Kwanisa then we top 4 na say hono na hono aye yipa young go round the league centers na fe yam bobo games na so na fe yam brand games na so
okay listo yemra the Serie A mu the Serie A di hun come I think last Monday on Senior League ne ko e ma me ka say Inter Milan ahead of team a friend in Napoli so ubi bet magic Scudetto na I think Inter Milan favorite even though so difficult fixtures but with maturity any nyama ba ko mienu no a favorite ahead of team a friend no Napoli with Torino ni AC Milan game go so no I think AC Milan team no this season say AC Milan person mutimi e bia next season mu so one person mutimi pray for the Scudetto any European competition bia eso mutimi hwe no omo squad no mo ye bibi fa because o hwe mo team na on paper in the Serie A kuta one of the best squad in the league with goalkeeper Mignon Edapomu with Henderson with your friend is saying with players bit say with Rafael Leao Pulisic with Joao Felix, Santiago Jimenez, Thiago Hernandez, Muna, and Pavlovic. These are quality players. They could start in any team in Europe. But se Osha, their maturity level ya de ba kwa team ye papa. Se Osha mu game against Torino, any first goal mu consider ya Tau, etimi share no he's the only player wa share own goal in a home and away fixture against Torino. Into Torino this season, se almost Torino with 2 goals. More goals one a Tau goals can now go nearby and goalkeeper friendly Mignon I think Utimi
mistakes 100
yes now you are the club captain France national team so say on number 1 goalkeeper so you are leading your national team leading your club team even as a captain now some decisions be take in games ya de ba akwa enye so hwe ball na ye de share AC Milan na Tau any player neighbor so as a goalkeeper you wait for the ball to enter your 18-yard box na fa but utimi pie ehun say me player ne striker baba me ko ball na you know say at that moment the chances of the ball hitting the striker and now say your defender is very high etimi the first goal etimi buy uhwe in game player AC Milan ball in the first half it was very very poor with Joao Felix onya ball person yi keche flicky ball person or some style of play be the same as Rafael Leao Pulisic now he's showing a little bit of maturity any Santiago Jimenez who are showing a bit of maturity so you could see say they are not getting the support omu here so with AC Milan we position omu that on the league logger a bad say now they can secure anything close to European competition because Fiorentina losing yesterday never warm at least to get the Conference League but him say AC Milan in your club yeah she say obekwa Conference League is the Champions League no bia hwe say AC Milan beat me abo o hwe performance omo died even in the last goal at Torino they share omo as a club now I concede free kick then all the players were concentrated on complaining to the referee Torino timi the ball quick free kick at the share and this is something that we friend consider so timi share in this team because so we need a league we need any trophy maturity on the pitch at the back here and these 2 goals or consider was based on players not being matured not taking the right decisions not making sure say things are done right and a ball more intimi win game as win you can have Torino a team bia home at least they get a goal so now Obibiara Friday in medium come so obeko Torino to score had back who in the 5th minute first goal ma Torino to me by omutimi the 3 maximum point but with Torino sha this way so buano mani to me etu na adwimu kakra on the relegation in same because now or 31 points so hwe team or that 18 fa Empoli our 21, so meaning 10 points gaba since you all safe spotter obetiminya ambition of even getting to an European competition say utimi ye ne ho na the remaining fixtures aka no that is 12 fixtures aka no utimi ye ne ho utiminya emu 6 impo crucial pointer ebetima amano a big position on the league table ebeboa going forward. Inter Milan and so any Genoa game, this was a game I think no be actually said with Genoa form omo this season, at least when they go into games they get to score. Until you Genoa last 5 games or about even against Florentina na Nyamamu ya dey no timi share go. So against Inter no be him to we Genoa beat me Ashigo Elho because in their last 5 meetings no me can have say it's only once and a Genoa team Ashigo the remaining number by 4-0 3-0 4-0 2-0. It meaning this game actually it provided 1.5 as a game where Inter Milan going to this game based on say they want to be champions, saying a champions ball because you need a 1-0, a crucial 1-0 to pick the 3 points and end the game. No one make sure say which mean at the 3 point a bit take you ahead of opponent on the league log or mutimi here. Those are more ball before Napoli, but no one say it's crucial to get the 3 points. Now for the match team my friend Como and in Napoli game now ye ne who send you could see. So if a particular game now Como our record be this season and make a charge for no more at home go to game. So Como bo home with 26 games our boy ni home game back coupe and went man she go. That was the only game ending in 0-0. Apart from that, any game be a Como webo home biano utimishe go. So meaning this fixture no be him say so unim start on Como now unim say this game den ya Como betima den obetimi ashe go against team IFN Napoli. Now Como are very impressive in their last 2 games. Omabo Florentina and then Napoli. And in these 2 games no metima peke your friend is saying 6 points, which is very crucial in their season, especially position and no dano. Na enye on the 13th one starting league season ye, but going forward I think Fabregas etima to nyama ya this a fixture etima boom winning 2 games in a row against 2 tough Italian clubs adeba ko boost your confidence going into the season. But midi Napoli who come say they don't have the squad depth to win this league. Though said they are not playing in Europe, yes, they are not doing much especially when it comes to other competitions, but only squad depth no. So Antonio Conte team of parody to play against in this Serie A. Metimaka so mo starting lineup at least on Yamianim Ukraine. There are players in there. No, their previous clubs are no free bands and on Napoli. They weren't even starters. Say McTominay, he wasn't a starter at Man United. January Okofa Philip Billing. If we born Mofeba,
the sign is there.
He wasn't a starter. When the team, and Tino Oshet this signings Antonio Conte the buyer. Maybe apart from Mevan said Lukaku wasn't even, he was a surplus at Chelsea. Otimi moving, but you name him say Lukaku a player be in the Serie A or Bache. So these players are no players that they can win you a Serie A against Oshet team Inter Milan de beba, because Inter Milan de Lautaro Martinez any Thuram start here. Obetimi de Anatovic and Terami Asamba be replace them. These are 2 quality. Even though say age wise and born, but they are 2 quality players. They understand how competitions are supposed to go. In so going into a game with Philip Billing, now behind the bench, players a go Billy Gilmore say onye bimpombo and na Okafor no nye starter with AC Milan. No akwa kofana ba. These are players that you can't win a Scudetto with unless say you are going into the Scudetto making sure say you are avoiding any other competition. Now you are serious about the Scudetto. Inter Milan on the other hand, omu the good squad eba, and that is why you say Inter Milan are performing well. And against Como, so Osha performance omu there after the own goal omu share and even coming to equalizer stat wise no, though say Inter Milan bo bibia, but Como make sure say the chances are omunya no, they took it. Now be on one say in this game Como and create big chance bia, but they were able to score 2 goals. That shows how good Fabregas now going forward. The person who go into games. Osha time about first, it was more about the possession. Yembo ball, yembo good football. Yembo sa Barcelona type of football. But baby in the Serie A no, sa performance ni nya de ba ko ebe as a coach. In the Serie A no, winning and important, scoring goals, defending well. De ba ko eboa. Inti sa Osha chances are. Napoli they created 2 big chances, but mean to me and for 2 big chances na nyehwe. Now he saves Como goalkeeper Timi here. He made 3 big saves are a boom more mutiminya. This 3 crucial points. And Osha their next game coming up, and now they are turning into the Giant Killers. Intino, next game against AS Roma. AS Roma home. No mutimi call Ekoshe Roma home, and who say yes. Fabregas need to come boys no. This season, and now the second round of the season, who prove a point because AS Roma at home. A very difficult fixture. You do home come say Roma. The home games are wabuni nano. Just one game pen or ball draw against the Napoli side at Como and so etimi echeno. The Italian Juventus is so bomb home. They are making sure say they are picking the vital point. Ye name himself from January. They've been able to keep crucial clean sheets. And then they were doing at the start of the season. But now Juventus are keeping crucial clean sheet. Going 1-0, 2-0, no one keeping clean sheet. Now still they are in the title race. You ain't mean your move in chain because they are the old ladies of the Italian game. If Juventus want to enter into the title race anytime on Bet Mirror. So Oshe from Inter 57 points to Juventus 49. It's just 8 points gap. And 8-point gap are just 3 games. Abibia Bet me see in those 3 games. Inter were difficult games to play. Omun now difficult games to play. Oshe Napoli, yes, they see a pressure about Bedane so because not playing in any European competition. Watching league no. With 5 points, it do baby a 7. Now, no about Colosia Manabe or the Campo 1 point behind Team Efreno Inter Milan. Atlanta and Susi FM. Lookman, HSA, yes, he's the talisman for Team Efren Atlanta. Scoring goals up and down. In himself, before the game, there was a comment from Gasperini, but still that comment I think wasn't needed. Still, now we Atlanta 86 in firm 8 me win here. Lookman 8 me chair say yes. Though there are rumors going on at the end of the season, episode few. In as a player at the end of the season, episode few club. You need to put up the performance. You need to score the goals. You need to show say you are the key man. Into club phobia, but even though say episode free Atlanta no, at least with your performance, be Atlanta for it mean you scale more do. Ama enyomo ya say as a big player oko, they can use that to do good recruitment. I think the Serie A this season, the year, is just some few points from first to fourth. I think in the next 12 games, anything can happen. But I'm seeing Inter Milan winning this Scudetto. The La Liga, Real Madrid game on my boy on Sunday against Team Efren Girona. Na pressure almost going into that game because na Barcelona winning. Atletico Madrid and so far win, meaning say eso mutimi fa this win crucially. You who say Modric start here, which Real Madrid fans be weren't expecting because Girona a team there they come with a lot of energy. So if a team is coming with a lot of energy, meaning say you also need energy in your midfield. It's me Boama, it's me then, it's me Battlom. But Modric is him in the first half. It's me share one nice goal. I think is one maybe La Liga and Bekone weekend. So I'm gonna pick it top 5 goals. It will be classified as one of them because the accuracy, the technique. It's me share that goal in the first half. No, Adebako it's me boom. And in the 83rd minute, Vinicius it's me share another goal. Rudiger mutimi ba mu bebobia. It was something I think Real Madrid now they are getting their injury players back. And also be warm going into the Champions League. No, these are crucial players they need them to help them in the Champions League. I think it was a good result for Tima, your friend Real Madrid, and everything went on well. And now the La Liga Barcelona on the other hand, you who say during on the last
Real Madrid
yes, okay.
The treatment of these young boys
in the team,
Gula and
Hendrick.
These are guys they are national team players.
Yes,
they are national team rely on them. So the fact that there are a lot of games yet they don't get the needed minutes
yes,
what is
and I think that is a big issue because Ancelotti who say Madrid they complaining of injuries, but their games these boys are not just average players, senior kind, they are national team players. Ada Gule who in Euros how he was performing so well, being the key man for Turkey national team. We should play a bit with Brahim Diaz, even though they were converted from Spanish to the Moroccan national team. But look at how important he is in the Moroccan national team. But this boy is Hendrick, the man say he's a young chap coming up at the Brazilian national team, even though who will start, but he's not like a starter compared to the rest. But these are 3 quality players. I think in any other team, they will get chance to play. So already these 3 players are in their last game against Girona on boy. Your friend Brahim Diaz came on in the 73rd minute. play a friend Hendrick ebe mu the 90th minute na Ada Gule mpo de wenye bi ambokra. And this is something as senior oboso no as a coach a friend Ancelotti going into a difficult season. Opesa OJ League, Opesa OJ the Champions League, the Copa de Rose who there are other competitions. Opesa OJ, you need to rotate squad to make sure say injury wise no bet me avoiding nyama back because all players be say Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe. These are quality. Every coach person start every game, even to avoid a third tier side in person stadium. But these are things that you need to also do. Make sure say you rest some of the players because it's a long season. Season end there in May, in July also call FIFA Club World Cup. And also be another way. So if you're able to rest players, senior at the end of the season, but I think he's also looking at he needs quality to make the moment on Benyan count because when the Modric Benyan moment no be shegua maybe other group Benyan dreams will boy the mamen come pass now maybe intimate and for goal number but I think going forward no changes especially so now a change in the 73rd minute to bring in player friend Ibrahim Diaz know the quality of Kuta is something I think the Madrid fans they do baby they complain a bit but now they are looking at winning the games no na ono so they mom but say could do baby na game winning ekofema I think they will start complaining about the minutes being given to this young chaps omuntiminya Barcelona any Las Palmas was our game in the first round Las Palmas echo Barcelona home echo share and it was one game it was a revenge for team friend Barcelona but Obi share this game so say the first half was very frustrating my team friend Barcelona remember can I say Barcelona in the La Liga no in first half they make sure say they score at least a goal in the first half Las Palmas team hold you in the first half in the second half things were going so well for Las Palmas I know Biagin said we'll see another similar thing of in the second half in the first round Omutimbe go against Barcelona but Dani Olmo goal or share any Lamine Yamal we take on Otimi a drifty and make sure say that pass gets to Dani Olmo any the touch or the share goals this shows say Barcelona has quality in their setup it do baby sometimes no so share chances or you're missing in games and even games or they lose I'll be saying who say where are these qualities when they need them in those games but they were able to show. And also Ferran Torres also coming in for Lamine Yamal or Bemu within the next 10 minutes or no Timinya and go. I think he needs this goal so much because he's been one player and Kofa can want him on the performance ni game input. I say on home on born home or in games. I think goals like this after scoring the goal, the celebration or match say yes. The rumors in Semseme Kosu which is getting to the player and he's also doing well to perform. I think Atletico game was one game surprising me. Because Mbekano has said anytime be Atletico beko Valencia home no it's just a 1-0 Atletico etimi but Alvarez etimi prove things wrong in the first half scoring 2 goals and also Correa coming in and also getting that goal. I think the La Liga race na ba be ade ba kwa emu aba be dinye na in every league and I think obi a say a season should end with the league race no being like a 3-horse race utimu say there is pressure on each team to perform. But maybe expected rate compared to the La Liga. I think Barcelona being the first is something else. So they are expected with positions in the Liga was something everybody was expecting them to be because of the performance. Some of the goals any Nyama they showed. Atletico has overperformed. Because also they are expected they were supposed to get at least 45 points by now, but they've been able to add 8 points to it to show say yes, Coach Efreni Simeone is doing well. Where goals they were supposed to consider, that is when they've considered more compared to their defensive structure. But Atletico Bilbao, one club, they should have been doing well in the La Liga, but performance now you who said they are on the 4th position. But now the La Liga has gone to a 3-horse race. Atletico Bilbao on the other hand, then so Kakra or Tayomichi, because also from Real Madrid, Barcelona to Atletico Bilbao is just 6 points, and 6 points is just 3 games or 2 games. So Mubia lose 2 games. Bilbao can also enter into the race. But the Bakoni say, ye name him said these are the top giants: Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. And if they are doing this, meaning that the rest just have to look at them and also play their games to see some European sport. It might qualify. But I think the La Liga would go into the final days of the season. The the last games I bet me who between Real Madrid, Atletico, Barcelona, Atletico, Real Madrid, Barcelona. This will be fixtures. It will determine who would win the league. But I think it will be I think La Liga, I expect this idea for a longer time. Getting this title race, they've missed out from, I think, time Ronaldo, Messi, more on than we're seeing this type of thing as Cristiano. They are getting back on these things. It will help. Yinra, the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, it's Miasantri. 8 points gap. No, making sure say they've maintained it against Frankfurt. No, BRG said to be a difficult game. In their last 2 games, Bayern Munich share just 2 goals. And this game against Frankfurt, no, be himself Frankfurt. Bayern Munich a high title race. Unima Bayern Munich CFM share 4 goals against Frankfurt. I think because it wasn't an easy fixture for team a friend Bayern Munich, but they were able to get those crucial goals here. If you want to win the league title, especially in Germany, goals from here. You name say do baby, they were goals. And now Thomas Tuchel team team a friend of Dortmund. But this is one thing it's me Boama Bayern Munich, it's me those crucial points and 4 goals is something that you can write home about. Dortmund also surprisingly went into a game against Union Berlin and Omutimi share 6 goals. I think Dortmund in the last time shared 6 goals in the Bundesliga actually and they were able to do it, showing say yes, Sisian, the Champions League is behind them and they are looking at crawling back into the European positions because should be a Dortmund that is on the 10th position on the league log or 32 points. So we are the Champions League here just 7 points. And if your teams are done anymore, these are teams that are easily, they can lose game week in, week out. So they need to now win games and also improve their goal scoring to make sure it's a good difference between my bomb. Now at the end of the season, they can get into the European sport. Dortmund gets there every time. My share the EPL. With the EPL, Man United, Everton, also during early kickoff. And I think it was a good game. Maybe David Moyes abasu papa because taking this Everton team in his last 4 games, with me lose 1, we need 3 about draw back, which is something ebeboa as a team going forward. Because going into a game against Man United and no be any Man United performance, yes sir. But David Moyes in Beckham say anytime we share in the former club, Otimisha 2 goals. In his last 3 meetings against the former club, was 2-0 with keeping a clean sheet. And I think in the first half, BOTAM Friday, Becca say yes, Asema Mbedi and Ankoma Mbedi Ohano is getting into the same scenario. Like they went up 2-0 with Beto. I think he has been one of the revived players under David Moyes because under Sean Dykes, with the height in the type of striker, you say he was the Sean Dyke type of striker, but he wasn't playing. But David Moyes, he has putting him back into the squad. He's performing so well. Now, I say Calvin Lewin, many other players, but they wouldn't still overtake him because he's been a ball poacher, making sure say he's arriving in the box so well. As a striker, Decory after the red card against Liverpool, and so boy with an assist and a goal. But I think in the second half, Everton had tired legs, and I can say David Moyes, 80 million changes.
Was that a penalty?
Yes, it was a penalty.
It appears VAR from their concentration was on Harry Maguire.
Yes.
But the one who committed the offense,
delete.
And
I think it was a bad call from VAR team. A very, very bad call. And at the end of the game, there were reports a referee said no person here that is Maguire side in the pen. Which I think say referee whistle for a penalty. To me can't me say Maguire touch on Ashley Young penalty. But there was a shirt pull and no whistle for a penalty. But I think England here, you can't say we say they are officiating sometimes. It's very, very bad. Nanka ebia nko mo officiating do nko mu di o enkuo mu ha de ebia nka referees no be kire mu ye papa because sometimes they're officiating on games because any EPL game, there are 24 cameras available to get every angle. Yes, we got different angles. First, answer no so if VAR, so mutiminya all angles, we now referee nimpo say me pair, maybe Maguire angle pair. I didn't know because there are other angles I mean Then Unim said this is a crucial game. It's a last minute penalty for team a friend Everton. Then you just brush it off because in some and Everton a team bia in the EPL, they've suffered from VAR decisions against them. Against Omni Manchester City, similar thing last 2 seasons this year. Against Liverpool, similar thing this year. Against Arsenal, similar things here. So about to say Everton there. Yeah, you better apology letter mom no magia to because omukano 3 points now. Ebi sebi omum fanye. But it affects the game, which I think it was a bad call from VAR. And say EPL for person take it things serious. Say do some aspect decisions way back after the game. No more VAR room suspension, say 2 game suspension, 5 game suspension. That's what we receive to make them feel because some time back I think Chelsea Tottenham last season where referee Nicholas no fair Anthony offer Mike Dean and mate and then nyama bi ohwa na game na ba be crucial until decisions bi ohwa enye so take which caused Chelsea. So sometimes more and more VAR room, you get all the angles to watch. If you know Ntiminya, so you call him and inform him say this particular angle on Mpacho she na yen she senior because though say Maguire touch on Ashley Young didn't push Ashley Young to do that particular type of falling, but yes, there were other scenarios it led to him falling and kese referee etimi no koshe, but in the end against Everton because they played well, they were supposed to get that 3 crucial point or Mentimania. And Ruben Amorim also to me up in the game as a head coach. Because untimi be kan che me say my style of play ni na me players no omuntimi mbo mini quality players e betimi abo na players say na me player we mpo be body and me goalkeeper trainer we 65 years back obo na me player we at na bench because me type of commitment aminya as a head coach. How are you also committed to club audio menim? That is also the question, because if you are committed to Man United, you wouldn't sit down say me style of play who here saying team ni performance and our team ni position on the league log into Memphis Nyamandi agro, which has been something since our position at Man United Man United are 15th position, and from Man United position or that any Wolves out that 17th position is just 8 points, and you have crucial games to play or big games, but and if you are continuing like this, say me style of play minjai into me bo your core relegation cry to prove a point. You are not proving a point to anybody. You are telling people say you are not a good coach, and that is the scenario as I say are driving at, because Marcus Rashford equal Aston Villa now he's averaging at least an assist per game. Anthony ewo Betis averaging at least a goal contribution per game. So these are players they weren't getting minutes in your team. You are talking about Rashford's commitment. Yehu against Chelsea, Obemu in the second half with 2 assists, helping the team to get the 3 points. So where is the commitment from you as a head coach too? Because say Uji this Man United the team are also performing here. Adentina on to nyama yi, secure the season for them, get at least a mid-table spot. Now for the next season, or style of player person will implement, will be implemented. And sometimes you do baby, I mean blame coaches, me blame the Man United fans. So this is the same thing I'm okay. Time Eric Ten Hag by and players near one omunye good and untina na Raf Ebre and untina na Oli Ebre na so onyane style onyane players obebon style of football ekosi saying edu baby okoto players opinion na but still na nyama mfa. So things needs to be put in place. I believe say as a coach you need to twitch in nyama kakra to make sure say your team is performing well. And no enema ye a good head coach and your system wa trophy fie di aba and a system who is free school build di aba and na by force say me implement money koye. You've seen coaches changing formation based on Nyama and Koye. Antonio Conte at Chelsea was switching formation to help his team perform. Thomas Tuchel the same thing. The Mourinho's, the Ancelotti's, omuni na ye and make sure say ne main focus or no as a head coach. Send Yankofo Beka say ni winning rate win him, the performance win him, obeso team the performance ikonin him. And ya about my style of play and Koye be boss a star na kopim say muni na mo bebre and I met muni na top players for Fraba. Your signings this season will Dogi or then by we've not seen anything in his position in Obo. He's just being the normal player Obo. So meaning say was it a quick fix and was it a long-term plan? And no questions. But the last time Man United we need 13 games in a season or relegation, and now they've lost 12. Senka Everton penalty will be more. That means they've lost 13 and they are equaling that season on relegation. So meaning say there are remaining games aka 12 games and likely they only lose 1 game home. So it's something else or share. It's time also to me improving the squad. Time also to me making sure the players never to a more strength. Now the season ended at a good spot. Now for the next season, you know, the 3-back system of also implementing, you know, no way to me implementing. West Ham and Sunni team your friend Arsenal. Arsenal the time be you didn't come away or more title race, more title race. More. No, mo de kwa kugu. And I mostly as the same say omu de kugu a move go baby I say Emirates wa against Aston Villa last season. Emirates wa na Aston Villa be show 2-0. More mutimi lose on the title race and ever West Ham it means so about Potter coach bia who the winning rate against Arsenal a very top even ahead of Pep Guardiola munina because Sir Osha he's been able to score Arsenal Emirates seen any coach who has played 3 or more games with Arsenal or Emirates. I remember Nabaso. In share the formation of parity with a 3-back system, defending with a 5-back with Wan-Bissaka, making sure say they've been able to play that wing-back position and Wan-Bissaka Timinya assists. Bowen on the other hand was very good. Kudus in the second half was very solid. In the first half, that Kudus but in the second half, Utimi show say yes, he's that player they can rely on. In the second half, he came in and performed so well. Mebo David Moyes Grand Porter Abaso. Because coming into this Everton team, there was no hope, and even with injuries or facing, he's been able to do good things. Now Arsenal title race now has come to an end. In the senior ever kind, Arsenal they every time be entering next season. About it's a Netflix episode. In the senior ever trying next season because now Liverpool leading the league log and watch him, and it will be hard for Arsenal to close up. The last game I mentioned Chelsea and then Aston Villa, and I think maybe the come I say mostly. Aston Villa form said then Chelsea echo Villa Parker Utimi Kosheno. We've seen seasons at Chelsea from winning last season. Chelsea Kosheno 2-1 with Enzo Fernandez penalty in free kick be or team share. And this was the game. I think the lineup and the strategy Obi friend of Maresca a parody was very good. It was very, very good. Switching from his normal formation of inverted wing backs to more of an overlapping type was very good, but I think the personnel on the pitch was the problem. Why? Because in the game lineup nearby no be himself Rhys James will start as a right centre back. It will be a 3-back system, which I think that 3-back system would have also been a very solid system for Chelsea. But Rhys James coming in as a double pivot with Caicedo, which I think Rhys James coming in as a double pivot was something that Enzo Maresca said Obibiara share game say it was a very poor decision. Because so Rhys James in the 90 minutes or in the minutes or he wasn't able to do enough runs because say Janibia in his conscience no feel say if I overrun injury ni betima set in bio. So Rhys James wasn't running enough, he wasn't getting into the box enough, and he was more of a passive person. He was just picking good balls because of his intelligent wise. He's very good. In Tisosha, there were 3 balls where Aston Villa for distributing. He was able to pick 2 from Minks and 1 from your friend is Magin. And he's also misplaced 2 passes, 2 to Watkins and Kaya Kosi Chelsea, because that position in himself he has played that Wigan, but Sisi anahuodina Rhys James ekutano ontimi mboss a particular position because he can't run enough. And I had back one hard game, but I think the way he deployed the players were good. And Yenehu Kopama on the right wing position, though say his game was very poor. Like Kopama we knew from the start of the season, Kopama who's Sisian. I think say naturally he's feeling the heat of the team and Untin and performance in so I but Neto playing as the number 9 was good, drifting up and down. It do baby they were able to form as a double 10. Now Ushe game niya we Asensio and Rogers didn't get their good game till it do baby. Or yes, some little changes. And now who said in the start of the game, Asensio was being marked by Rhys James and Caicedo was on Rogers. So sir, we in between playing and Aston Villa person but in the first 20 minutes now Aston Villa for team because they weren't able to get the ball to those players. And until they play a bit say we friends and Ramsey he was playing poorly. Internet case so the Rashford by, but I think it was a good setup. MYBET Jorgensen home come over. Now I think he's not one goalkeeper Chelsea can rely on. It's time Sisian baby edu no Enzo Maresca che Sanchez tenase no ni di nkomo yie e ka che Sanchez say the basics as a goalkeeper so timi here so dream say ball no timi distribute he should just kick it into the air. Now Fidel Sanchez should return back into the post because Jorgensen Rebecca say oh he made some good saves, he makes them good saves, but those saves are Jorgensen here no. Unless say we are trying to overpraise him, these were normal saves every goalkeeper saw here. Coming out and facing a 1v1 is something that every goalkeeper here, and it depends on the player not the ball about. So if the player is poor, he would hit it against the goalkeeper. I think it's time, Sisiano. If there was a chance to call any of the goalkeepers on loan, yes, but Sisiano, that chance na cover. We can't call any goalkeeper on loan. Kepa is doing so well at Bournemouth. Petrovic, Sisia, mini woody in Komolisto. So Ushe Europe top 5 leagues are the goalkeeper with the best save, best distribution in the whole top 5 Europe. Petrovic. He has improved so well. Strasbourg.
In terms of the shot stopping there,
yes.
I think he's one of the best.
The best in Europe.
Yeah.
And now Ushe even na yeshe position ne game player na enunti no mo hwe so mo turner was distribution.
So I think they agreed that the footworks
work on. Yes.
So I know man.
And now he has improved on that too. He has improved so well. But Adebako Amekane said this type of thing partially me the blame Bema coach friend Enzo Maresca. Coming into the Chelsea team, you in the first press conference. Okay, say every player on the Chelsea roster no wa share mo. We team monitor mo. We who player be any send you bit me use no. And it was a good approach. It was one of the best things I was able to hear from a coach joining Chelsea. And it was good. Because also joining team, you need to know which people you are working with. With me here. But I think one thing that he got it wrong is that sometimes meet mashe ebi a listo meet mashe from afar. Me who oh listo or there or good oh. But say ni say na ebi anya wono. But say me no be ejuma ansa na me hu oh and the idea we na idea we there meet me show TV so but personally me ntimi hu emfiri ni pan nchen. That was something he got wrong on Petrovic. Because if he saw Petrovic and the ball hand the distribution, ball playing in yet. So let's take him on loan. They do baby in Chelsea were looking at selling him. But offers number. And now loan move it's me call through. That was the last minute and Chelsea who had your money. And they had to send him to Strasbourg for loan. But in ka offer buyer and would have been sold. We have seen one of Chelsea's best goalkeepers now performing for a new club on a full-time way in back. So I think that was something that he got wrong. At least Ushes and stop shopping is good. The next thing was, okay, how can I improve him as a player?
At this stage, Chelsea now be used to their improving. So I think that
was the thing.
The best decision was to
send him on. No, they were looking at selling him. It wasn't a loan option for Petrovic. They were looking at selling him that time. That was a decision. And now you recommended Jorgensen as a good ball playing goalkeeper, as a good stopper of the ball, to come in and replace with Petrovic. That was a decision. That was why Jorgensen Ebano. Petrovic wasn't even allowed to go on pre-season tour. But Jorgensen was bought to be sent to pre-season tour because coach Nefile said that was a goalkeeper would have helped him. Michel goalkeeper we were Villarreal. Michel goalkeeper we I think he's good. He would improve. Obetima be one of the best. But the situation in which Wabemu is a poor situation. Because Enko Bemu with the conference league performance the course show in the due time be Sanchez was good form, but you feel say boy name improve your conference league into Ombedemu as number 1. Yes, it's good. But coming into a situation Sanchez had errors in TSA Brad not be replacing there will be a lot of pressure on him. Then Jorgensen a player he can't contain pressure. Villarreal when Villarreal were in a bad form and pressure that Villarreal so the coach was still stuck with him, putting him in post. Edu baby me can't assume every time they are repeating in a documentary his girlfriend had to beg him say Charlie you need to do this. Mentally he's not strong.
Who?
Jorgensen. Mentally he's not strong. So situation obey mu to come and replace Sanchez AD Agro and Echo see the team no. Mentally he has been put in a cage. so Osha in so Obi Osha Chelsea near Aston Villa, his distribution, especially trying to find players on a long pass, was poor. About 4, emu back open a located player, emu 2 equal through, emu 2 equal opponent. And this is the goalkeeper Chelsea were looking at bringing him to replace Sanchez. I wouldn't like undermine him. Obi Oshe Chelsea against Real Madrid in the preseason tour. Obey in the second half. On my 3 distribution passes, it was quality because he wasn't under pressure. But and he's under pressure. He's now bound to make mistakes. I think say Ebedu baby no. In Chelsea's next game against Southampton is a very good game for your friend Enzo Maresca. Chelsea next 4 games. Enzo Maresca ball draw back ukra uma. Enzo mutimi yeno mo pamono. Because Chelsea bebo Southampton, Leicester, Copenhagen home and away. Untimi can't jam say in this game we kwa lose any of them. Because in the last 12 games we win 2. And Southampton, Leicester, walk home for you. And these games they help you to protect your league position for after the international breakout players need be free injury but to now continue what you want to continue.
Okay.
So against Southampton, it will be a problem. Against Leicester, it will be a problem. I think he has a good team. He's a good manager. He has overachieved. He has overachieved, but I think complacency. And now there are comments going on. Say I watched a game against Aston Villa. Not to bench. He was looking at making changes, but no to me yet because his bench was poor. And on 1st of November, Chelsea near Everton entering into the December. No, I think 5th of December. Yes. Only changes are 1 year. You besides I didn't know only changes or catch press for and say why no bench or beat me number very place will be obo. And now that comment is going around and they Oshe bench will be ampo and it's something maybe he caused Chelsea to loan a lot of players and now it's affecting him. So I think going forward the top 4 race there is a simple man because Man City anyway is just 3 points. He needs to enter and I think Chelsea can. So with these 2 games, Southampton, Leicester, and after the international break, Jackson Mubebani, he can get the 3rd position on the league table.
All right.
Yeah. Listo. Over the weekend, I mean, there were a lot of surprises as usual. But we can say there are investors in the and you see, it was obvious that Manchester City, after that performance against Real Madrid and with Erling Haaland exclusion from the squad, I mean, it's going to be very difficult to say Liverpool. Looking at how Liverpool pressing, Liverpool attacking, with how they played that direct football, it was going to be very hard. So, Man City losing wasn't anything beyond surprising. But then the thing is, right now Liverpool, Chelsea, they are a team that are capable of winning the league. After say Arsenal drop a point against West Ham, and you see, Listo, Liverpool winning game. Mohamed Salah contributed to 2 goals in that game, and on the admin say this season the traditional big 6 clubs in England Obia she Man City, Chelsea penalty and Manchester City in both legs. Tottenham, Arsenal in the board draw first leg, Ebe share the second leg. Man United asheno, Liverpool asheno. All the traditional big 6 clubs in now share Manchester City, and this people have been talking about it. I mean, I think it needs attention that Liverpool actually say they are going to win the league after winning against City. Right now, match in league, they call 11 solid points. And looking at how Arsenal ball, and I might say that this season, performance-wise, Arsenal and Cheddar and Sesan, because this season, if they had a potent striker, at least I know that I'll commit my idea. But this season, injuries has been a factor, especially Odegaard has missed a lot of games. Bukayo Saka, no, your talisman. I mean, probably this season, if I have it, I know there's a chance, despite the fact that he was banging in some goals for them. And also, Trossard hasn't been consistent, and Raheem Sterling loan from Chelsea hasn't been something that it has lived up to expectation for them. But in terms of more backline, they've been able to maintain Gabriel and Saliba, but the person to slot in the goals, the people to create the chances for them, has been the major problem for Arsenal this season. And Oko Liverpool from goalkeeping after say Alisson Prime. Kelleher ebe demu ebe Chelsea, he's one of the best goalkeepers. Koba say Chelsea and other clubs are even Chelsea. I mean that guy Alisson Ababe taking the post back. He's been making a lot of saves in terms of the ball contribution. Everything is perfect. We check your back line now. Their defense is solid. Their midfield. I mean, since Orban, he has transformed Gravenberch to be one of the best midfielders in the league. Yahoo Dominic Szoboszlai day in day out. McAllister. Salah being the best player this season. You see Salah Ashe I contributed to 40 plus goals this season. List to all 40 plus goals this season, and you see he has been consistent in the Premier League. The last time we can in Ballon d'Or on WhatsApp no, and it raised a lot of questions about how he has been consistent in the Premier League for more than 5 years, 6 years, and yes, still people don't see the impact. And you see, Salah will go into the books as one of the best players on our Premier League. You know, in fact, both top 3, top 5 attackers you won't mention names Omba Brandt and Eddie Mohamed Salah, because you look at the Premier League top scorers, all-time top scorers, you know, and you see that Salah has 182 goals in the Premier League currently. Salah has 122 goals in the Premier League currently, and if you check it, league log now say the stats no concerning the all-time players or match goals the Premier League, Salah is a kaka crab into the top zone with players more on Alan Shearer 441 games, Asher 220 goals, Harry Kane at a second with 213 goals, Wayne Rooney 208 goals, and Andy Cole share 187 goals, and Branton the Sergio Kun Aguero 275 games or share 184 goals. And right now Mohamed Salah have 182 goals, just 2 goals away from breaking Branton the Kun Aguero, and just 5 goals from breaking and the goals. No, and you see, it might be if Mohamed Salah doesn't even continue for Liverpool this season, from the following season, it's obvious that the top 5 or the top 4 he might enter into it, and he will be the best ever African player to play in the Premier League, because the kind of records, the kind of goals and numbers he's been gaining for Liverpool, obvious that Obed in the second Premier League title with Liverpool. It's also clear and possible that he can also win his second Champions League with Liverpool after several going to the final sometime in Madrid. Sonny Sejero was stuck on Liverpool and me and win. So I mean, Mohamed Salah has been consistent for a while now. And say, listen, that game, no, after Manchester City game and City show Liverpool show Mutu, it's clear that City, MSA, Abranta and Erling Haaland absence, and Omar Mamouche and all these guys couldn't live up to expectation. I mean, if you give money Madrid boy now, if Mamouche is still going to lead the lines, it was obvious that still Liverpool were going to keep a clean sheet. And you see, one thing is Listo, game Salah and City boy, but they are breaking 6 records. And Asankoko Rezi, after weekend game, na kwako raise that Ballon d'Or issue, no. Aba, amene kraji, mikaya gakoka sembiama. I mean, the the African continent, and a lot of people they believe that former Liverpool legend, and sometimes they believe that he hasn't been fair to Mohamed Salah for some time now. And even that video now, showed no Sky Sports for no Sky Sports YouTube listo. My editing video no more posting a cut that part because it's embarrassing, and Sky Sports was part of the people who was AFCON last year AFCON or a Basel until Mohamed Salah about the first player in the Premier League history was 40 plus, and I was involved in 40 plus goals in 2 different seasons. It been see that say player B in 2 different seasons was more than 20 goals. I provided assist the goals and assist Nebuma every 40 plus contributions in a single season 2 times to be anywhere YABM. Mohamed Salah I make it that record though. Was also the first player in Europe top 5 leagues no in the Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, EPL, any top 5 leagues in the French league, you know, or no any the first player in the top 5 league who directly involved in 50 goals across all competitions this season. So this season Salah was 50 plus goals, contributions across the EFL, the FA Cup, Champions League, and what have you. No other player in the European top 5 leagues and contributed to more goals than Mohamed Salah this season. Mohamed Salah was goal and was assisted in 11 Premier League games this season. 11 Premier League games this season, out of the 20 plus games are born. 11 was goal and also assisted, and the most by a player in a single season out of Euro for your top 5 leagues. The last time OBSR record was when Abranta and the Eddie Leo Andre Messi AAB in 2014-2015 season for FC Barcelona. And so in the Premier League, but then across the top 5 leagues, the only player or AAB in 12 times was Abranta and the Eddie Leo Messi in 2014-2015. And looking at the number of matches at least to Akan, and the performance and improvement day in day out, Mohamed Salah identity for Iron Strong team no. It means that there's going to be a game he will score and he will also assist. I'll bet me setting a new record with that. Mohamed Salah listo provided more assists in 2024-2025 season than any other Liverpool player in a single season. 16 assists. Until what check Liverpool career no player and what make it sa record. The last time no OBS record was a former player no kita sa record which was opinion I think I'm trying to get them Steve McManaman, and he make his record no 15 assists in the 1995 and 1996 season. Since then, no Liverpool player in the history of the club has provided 16 assists in a single season in the Premier League. And listo, and also it raised a lot of attention about Mohamed Salah. And you see the another one say he's the first player in the Premier League history so bit match goal as assisted in both games against the reigning champions in that season. So Ubeshia Manchester, the champions of the Premier League that season, Ubeshia goal, Ubeshia make assist is something that it doesn't happen. And Mohamed Salah Ababe, the first player in the Premier League, why sa record. Another one so say Salah is also the first player who share 25 plus goals as also reached 15 plus assists in the Premier League season. It been see that. Say in a single season in the Premier League, we share 25 goals, we more than 15 assists in the season. It been in see that. And you see, people are asking that Salah money over this season list. People are saying that it might be the greatest individual season ever in the Premier League. The kind of records are all setting, the kind of numbers he's making. This season already 50 plus goals. There were seasons that Ronaldo and Messi 60 plus, Messi 90 plus. The season in a calendar season. So listen, with how Liverpool, boy, any Mohamed Salah form no, are increasing right now. The fans are saying that. Despite the fact that Salah I feel that the ball no, mature, I feel that all produce more numbers, and they are keen that they might be able to, lock him down to a Liverpool team. No, listen, Jamie Carragher said no kind about Mohamed Salah. I remember the last time, Ballon d'Or issue. No, you boldly made a suggestion that even we, some of the Africans, we don't, cherish the AFCON, and that is the reason why. Some of the players from Africa, especially who make a statement on Abranta and the Ademola Lookman, are being overlooked at the big stage. And you see, it happened. It happened on one of the biggest sports stations in the world, Sky Sports. They were even part of the stations or cover the AFCON. And during the event, Jimmy Carragher said, in terms of individual performance, Salah is ahead in terms of the Premier League goals and numbers across all the 5 leagues. But you see the Champions League, none of they are Mbappe ebo hat-trick. Listo, you saw the commentaries on social media, how people were saying Kylian Mbappe the best player in the world, especially rising to the occasion in one of the biggest competition this season. And he made mention, say, if Liverpool are able to win the league, the major trophy Salanya a bit mema ni Ballon d'Or win no aye so simple eye winning the Champions League, and there's no other major competition this season. And the hono etchin Mikarechit big mix any than a story Emma Mokase AFCON is a major competition, and Jamaica guy didn't regard AFCON as a major competition until said the two pandits ebe mono. And son I say, oh, Scody Kakrakas are well. Seriously, he didn't know that AFCON a major competition. And see, this is the disrespect towards the African players. We've seen players country when it's time for African players to go and play, especially like January. Now, Ama on the coach and Yansem. We've seen this several times. Even Drogba at Chelsea, those days or January. AFCON, people didn't like it, but I mean, he was one player. He was so patriotic for Ivory Coast national team, no? And people have been saying that one of the main reasons why, say Alex Ferguson, they didn't like buying African players was that January now Obokakobo AFCON. They didn't like it, and I say whenever they are playing the Euros, Euros the league in the boy you break here Obokakobo Euros. So the African Cup of Nations, no, you're born a timer leagues air coso, and it doesn't. Some of the big clubs doesn't like it. They don't even regard time I'm mobile African Cup of Nations. We are also playing our league, and this season AFCON ever shifted at the about December to January 2016. So this takes us back to the Ballon d'Or conversation I'm making right now. It's obvious that Mohamed Salah is either top 1, top 2, or top 3 or Ballon d'Or podium regarding if Liverpool edge league, either they fail to win the Champions League or not. With the performance he's consistently other than if or continue like this now or just the Premier League, and right now obvious that Liverpool might be able to win the EFL or Mamako final. Yeah, right now Manchester Madrid say Omekwakoji treble, the Premier League, the Champions League, and the EFL. It looks likely obvious that they might be able to get the EFL and the Premier League. The Champions League, question mark down, because I mean they will have to play one of the best teams in Europe, Arsenal or Metimokwakoji. And if they are able to win the Champions League, it's a done deal for Mohamed Salah. The last time we made mention about say AFCON might not be something that ever added to Mohamed Salah Ballon d'Or wins. No, into check here since 2014, listo ne Ballon d'Or in December. Early December, and from 2015 echo 2015-17 by November, and right now about October. So this year apart from it was it 2019-2020 then COVID into cancel no October. The last 3 AFCONs na late October, and this season obvious that clear that you in October, but the actual dates no number out yet. But the 2025 Ballon d'Or ceremony no in October. And here is the case that the AFCON na at least in Kebeba Mohamed Salah crack team could do final crack na Sunko Timija. Every team pushing no. Listo. Here is the case I born in December. So it means that the AFCON calendar no and the AFCON tournament no out of the Ballon d'Or conversation this year. So if Mohamed Salah wants to win the Ballon d'Or, the AFCON no ain't speak even, because at the time AFCON near Ballon d'Or win and every. So as Jamie Carragher no, I mean it was false. AFCON is one of the major tournaments in total world football. In fact, Africans we contribute so much to football that even Ocheki, the FIFA transfer market report or the bad this season and this summer, out of scanner transfer sequina, Africa alone and African players moving from Africa, the deals are cost were African contribute to at least 12% of the transfer deals now go through. This is the continent that we believe that you lack a lot of facilities like a lot of infrastructures are provided talent, but yet still see the numbers that we are pulling in terms of the football business aspect Africans here. And see too, these are some of the few numbers because in this year AFCON, and it's a testament that the 2025 AFCON because of Morocco will be one of the best ever. Listen, the past previous after this Ivory Coast tournament, it raised a lot of eyebrows, it raised a lot of questions about this Ivory Coast African Cup of Nations. Looks like it's one of the best ever AFCONs that happened, and the Morocco one, but with the kind of infrastructures, with the kind of improvements, CAF, any Morocco Federation, just for this AFCON to be the best. AFCON, let me improve it. You look at the numbers in terms of the commercial insights. So with last year after the AFCON across Cote d'Ivoire, in terms of video views across digital platforms, it means surpassing 2.2 billion, which is improvement on all the recent AFCONs in recent time. Impressions digital platforms equal 2.1 billion. In fact, the 2021 the views was 250 million, the impressions was 1.1 million, and right now we check it 350 million views to 2.2 billion. In fact, the number of video views more than the number of impressions across digital platforms. You look at sponsorships list 10 sponsorships and na omunya 2020.
But why are we making this public now?
Yes.
So you see, these people, they have a way of the world is ruled with narratives.
Yeah.
Right. And these people, about the English Premier League and everything about it, right? The
narratives,
narrative said they are the very best.
Yeah.
League near the very, even if you are doing well.
Yeah.
If you are doing well, it was Spanish La Liga anyway. Maybe except because of Real Madrid and Barcelona. A good role in terms of their performances in Europe, right, and what they've done to the English teams, so-called top teams.
Yeah.
And as a Spanish La Liga, and they don't almost person made of Becca, but they have a way almost EP on a look say they are more what competitive, better, and the very more competitive than even the Spanish La Liga. They have a way or something.
Yeah.
Why do we have to sit down and allow them to get from day one? Say some of the people even think say yene M1 and so.
Oh yeah.
Some of the people think say even we comment go on TikTok. Now African, one of the African countries has almost Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl. Oh, Nipani bisa say o see then or share Super Bowl to be able to make what happen. This is their thinking. This is what they've been fed from a Munkola.
They even believe that we don't even have internet.
Remember say and was say ye fight say as a modern abo ashe say 10 consecutive
goals in 10 consecutive tournaments, international tournaments. Ronaldo. Yes.
He had to take journalists to Afina. Say near Kwap and down, Bantania, they are there. But you see, we have people right? We have people Omunumukra as a Moja Wikipedia, Omuno editing Wikipedia. We have accredited people who editing Wikipedia. That person who said also this I record near the shame. So in case of be a researcher, everybody appears and no, there is a player on the side there. Yes, I record. Until some more Ronaldo buy a say, or no, I should go in you and son. Why do we have to wait always? Why should we not speak for ourselves, not put our things out there until some I can be and son what? How are you AFCON? Some of our players, right? Some of our players doesn't even value the AFCON. You need to say now, Angola striker, Izola today.
Mabululu.
No, your friend is Zola. No about Fiorentina. Or say he will not leave the club side. We've seen stories about Michael Essien. We've seen a party. We've seen a whole lot of look at the timing. Almost to me, any calf dingo was FIFA day we have a tournament. 2 weeks to the tournament. I was saying team they are releasing players. But after what happens? 2 days to the tournament and
you're releasing players.
What are we doing about it? What are we? Copa America won't be near Saudi and Copa America.
Yeah.
But AFCON, much better.
You got Messi winning the last Ballon d'Or because of winning Copa America.
Yes,
that's easy.
Because the people there, no, I'm making sure some more packaging in such that you dare not. What is almost about the show?
Because at the first night Europeans no almost disregarded Copa America crash.
Yes.
Tournament but I mean it kept on that some of the big players no every that continent. Yes.
When they are moving out, by Patemone those omo ye was say lead the charge. Do say from no clubs collaborating. Oh, we need to play these 2 matches. When you finish, then you go. When you finish, even the FIFA rules they say 2 weeks to the tournament, release all the players. But you have any compromise. Why wouldn't they disrespect us? They will disrespect us because Yankas are putting value on the said competition. So why wouldn't Carragher ever disrespect the AFCON? Mo Salah or fee AFCON. Look at the conversations. And Sana players before me release them. And when I tell say, value be an value.
Yeah.
So me, I can understand. We need to what? Project our game. We need to ensure that
and you cry, no. Yes.
Push it the other way. And you see, the point is that I was saying to me, correct. The negative will not be what? Will not be too much. What is a tournament? There are issues. But look at our VAR. How were we able to sell the VAR, the success of the VAR?
Because the officiating was one of the best.
What I said?
Officiating.
We didn't do that. The best players. Edu Ballon d'Or. Look, man. Now, what was the conversation? Yabonidi. One African journalist, no. What I say? And to see player in terms of numbers and everything. Only look, man, performance, but a dignity or because Kotua Masani Patricia. So Yankasano and your position, and people are crying. I've no more crying. We've not, and you see, you need to tell your story. So when you are Premier League, you know, Sky Sports and BBC media, they tell their story. On Premier League, they sell to you, and you're deliberate. We don't do that. And you until say you will say, oh, we are coming with the TLB and son a better. But look, man, cause a penalty against Fulham. And the African way for now, share videos, share. Look, man, we now you can't never say the fata. It's a man. White coach who's a master where you are
for value.
Value. Until said, so you're making sure that this is what we are packaging to the world. We should forget it. Jamie Carragher is saying he's just making it loud. What majority of
them are thinking.
Anything I have gone on certain table, annual analysis proud to the game. Say Sky Sports. There were no analysis whatsoever. And now somebody about to so. They don't discuss the player. Allow more, you know. Conditions in the net saying, but because Sky Sports about you're crying, you won't pray if you write complex. If Omobabe game now, so we're making sure say we have a production team. Statistics about these players, the history of the AFCON. The panel no matter transfer. Even if say best African journalists, allows okay, we will pay them. Just give them the space to come and analyze the game, so that almost so sharp
they will know say, oh, okay, this is the history of the AFCON. Oh, okay, this is what the AFCON has been able to do. Let me go what I say. Your continent in a ban of FIFA voting here there. We have numbers than everybody.
Yeah.
We have numbers than everybody. In terms of talent wise, you know, South Americans competing. In terms of numbers, we also have huge numbers. But how are we selling our story? It's immediate. Canada winning there. He's only amplifying what they think
What
about
do you
us.
think? Yeah.
What I say, yeah, we call AFCON. Now, if you want to say, approving a journalist way just to go to tell, because you don't know. Say the more the stories may trend, the more almost reading in Yama. But you say you the Yaba cut off points. Yeah, match in some trophy movie. We, but say no, Opia platform. You will be on yet journalist, but followers are over. Now CBS was a CBS.
Yes.
Champions. Also, my invited
Speed. Yeah.
Also, my invited Speed on ball and he's a journalist. But the sense at one page, you know,
Has numbers.
our numbers, you know, so they are bringing him. Send a bell, tap into almost all follow, no.
Yeah.
What to me achieve one person to know, say, you show you and show me interest in a class. What do we do? Yeah. Obi followers, proud music or Twitter impression.
Yeah, because that day now, my Champions League show, no. Speed was no yet live watch with Omoy, you know. And when all live watch now, CBS also producers, no, Eko Kate Speed live watch no yen, Ekate that part, and you see that part alone. When Omoy was CBS, no. Increasing the views no money. If they're having 1 million views at that moment, Speed by they had 50% more viewership to what they were doing. Yes. And CBS and they say Omoye show now they Omoye any tactical analysis. No. You watch Canada Mika Richards and they just do the normal statistics. They don't bring any history. It's just performance based and breast I say and a breast needs say I say. So with me, I think that Listo. Yes, we need to blame ourselves and say it's all about the narratives and how we position ourselves because market wise we didn't even market it AFCON. Me I went to the AFCON. I was like, Charlie, this tournament was superb and people are Amako AFCON. They said me boss Doc can say Charlie where I was watching the AFCON from. This is the best ever AFCON since I started in the journalism. I mean early 20s or no way near the best ever AFCON watching. But yes, still, one could be anything. The narratives nearby, and even when Ivory Coast won the AFCON, narratives. Yes, we could have amplified the story.
Where is the backstory? The unseen
documentaries.
Yes, the documentaries. How they were able to win. But
because Listo,
Calf making sure say on Netflix. I could share how. The success story of
this story would have been the best. Make I say Ivory Coast last group game number yen. Omulusu yen. Alassane Ouattara Stadium. At that time, na upeso koshe Ghana ni Mozambique game na. Tickets na kita on. True thing because Alassane Ouattara Stadium and no far any new stadium I see the biggest stadium in Ivory Coast. And baby there's a lot of traffic into no. I'm making sure say if you are coming to watch the Ghana game at dining room now. Wow, Baba share Ivory Coast game. Ticket in your two talk one ticket. Ultimate share 2 matches. No, inti me Ivory Coast game. When I went to me call parking so. Now Ivory Coast vanabo almost be first half. But my tickets I wanted to go and watch Ghana's game. But because ticket in 2 games, when they finish the game, so be kaya Basasa na edi Romi ewo Cote d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast for instance, and they thought that it was part of Ivory Coast national team. No, Ntoko Park, so there were videos outside that Omulusu game. No, they were throwing things at the players. Ivory Coast for players. No, for fun and more and Ghana Lusu and the more munya the opportunity to qualify as one of the third best teams, and they went on to win the tournament. See this story. Emery Files, coach, 2016. Portugal
third best.
Yes.
But almost up to now, I still keep because
yeah.
Able to work.
Amplify the story.
Yeah, They are done back to factory set. People are not thinking. I was saying Morocco new way in terms of making sure that all the venues will be full to capacity, making sure you get videos that people are trooping, because that is what almost used to be at the NDBT.
Yeah.
Say English Premier League, you know, every day
the centers are full.
The centers are full. People are eager to watch them near their there. We need to make sure, say, yes, we're there. So I think the time for
games, yeah.
The very first video we also making sure, say, yes, so you be push it at their core outside.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, man, I'm for so we are games.
Okay, list to share any games so and a big game power with Turkey. Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. I think any game need there. As the here cameras be 400 because Mourinho be able to be a kasa. Intino any game by bet for bet build I boy my more to be for or tell home. To call Galatasaray Fenerbahce 1.5 and also Fenerbahce to score. It was a particular option. No. The next game, AS Roma any more that AS Roma home there. The performance was so Roma straight win and 1.5. And the last game, Porto game Obebo. Porto win or draw and over 1.5. Into my main share in games Nimubium Galatasaray Fenerbahce 1.5 and Fenerbahce to score. AS Roma any is AC Monza. Roma win 1.5. My bet for bet builder no. And Porto game of Porto win or draw and 1.5 into odds air 4 odds code no PYTY unsu chabi na fiscal MYBET.AFRICA.
Okay,
yeah, me daily chops for the day listo. It were exciting games, some tough games are inside. I mean some tough games are inside, especially the first one of the tough games Sheffield United any Leeds game no. A double chance for Leeds United and over 1.5 goals in that game. Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, I know there because of Turkey, over 1.5 goals in that game. AS Roma, AC Monza, a straight win for AS Roma. Sevilla, RCD Mallorca, over 1.5 goals in that game. And after Porto, Victoria Guimaraes game, no straight win for FC Porto. Makes sense to be quickly. Leeds United double chance and over 1.5. Fenerbahce Galatasaray game over 1.5 goals in that game. AS Roma straight win. Sevilla RCD Mallorca over 1.5 goals and Porto straight win. Code no FYTY.
Okay, yes. It's so now and then you say I said Galane a match record with Messi. Galane Fenerbahce. Sevilla ni Mallorca nebo. Sevilla ni Mallorca nebo. Misali ni tough papa. Mallorca mo strong team. They are travel to Tioma. They are very skeptical. Your player be our friend no. Luka Baku. Shot on target. Luka Baku shot on target. Anytime they are making shot on target, Pia se match the same or ball at the moment. And Luka Baku shot on target. Yansha AS Roma and Monza. AS Roma straight win. Share information. Porto ni Victoria Guimaraes. Second half 1 to 3. Anna Fenerbahce ni Galatasaray. No say game we say ni more team. Red card beat number. Ewo. Sir, yes, and it may call red card. We shall red card no bet my bet with my 5 to 6 cities. No. And I feel Sheffield United and Leeds United. Also a tough match for Sheffield. Me check Sheffield 2 goals. No matter Sheffield the cheap. Yes, I know any daily games. Me so me dey base. So I forget to me dinner me be also me junior there. Me akoye. Yes. Me sa boss be man. Sevilla ni Mallorca. Luka Baku
short on targets. Roma to win against Monza. Porto ne Victoria Guimaraes. Second half 1-3. Galatasaray and Fenerbahce red card. Sheffield United and Leeds United. Sheffield United with handicap 2. Sheffield United and also one to wait any mesome options are nemede ba. Training so china the beba na fe ya ba be di ho nkomo na bibia so atumi akoye. Sante kotoko to media to just say after almost a pool we are, they will return to the field. Now, omo esi akana bibia so etumi akoye on. Na me ya do na do to me ya. China ye besa ba ko na Monday ti obe 4 days esa we ni ma ye beba na ye no aba be hwabom na ye tumi ma wonya sika ma catch you say man bet and I was only mushibom to call a Telegram account na and a sports arena SPORTSARENA sports arena na join you join here they ya pin no na that no to use DJ to me a giveaway to me say me try pass and come to me win and come to me the team I bet for the power but if you want to be kind of the team group ni me nyama koso pa to join it na fe bibia and so to me enkoye asaka ene tete a chama sinachi chinchin bibia wo no na me adumo china besa aba uti besa